Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going back in for another Alliance War video. This is season 35, war number 8, and we got Miss-Tic Dispersion. I have a few Miss-Tic Dispersion champs that I'm going to be fighting, with a few extras that I'm going to show for my teammates. We got Alliance War Defiance. I am not using any Defiance attackers, but in some of that bonus footage, we will show a few Defiance attackers. So here's a quick overview of what I got. I got 6 fights today, 4 with Thing, 2 with Cosmic Ghost Rider, and we're up against Ny718, and they are very stacked. They put high importance on prestige, and are number 1 in AQ right now with TCN. They banned Ghost, Herc, and Torch. Here's their defense. If you want to take a quick peek at that, you can pause it at any time. Take a look. I'm in BG2, so this is the map that I'm going to be faced up against, and I'm going path 7 and path 1 today, and I don't have any fights on the island, but I do have a couple share fights, so let's get into it. We are on path 7, node 7. This has the Conflictor and power efficiency, has Longshot on it again, so this is war number 8. This is the 8th Longshot that I've taken this season, taken every single one that's been on our maps. I'm going to put a white Magneto guidance for myself, so I can get the passive stuns and bypass Conflictor and not have to worry about the extra power gain there. Longshot is Mystic, so whenever a buff expires on Thing, Longshot will get that miss for like 4 seconds. So here on the Unblockable, it's going to fall off. There's the miss, 4 seconds. As long as I don't hit him, he won't get any protection charges. And then I just wait it out, and then I got a 20-second cooldown. Now, this Longshot does have Miss-Tic Dispersion, so I'm going to try to block as much as possible just so that I don't have to give him extra power than he already does get, because the power efficiency costs half the power to use a special. So if he was like special 2, he throws special 1, it costs half. So or it costs basically 1 bar. There we get another Unblockable off. It triggers the miss again. That's alright. And you know, as I've stated before, Thing is just a really safe option for Longshot, just because special 1 or special 2 really can't do any damage to him. And there we go. In just over a minute, Thing smashes it out. So I did that fight. I put on a invuln boost, a special 3 boost, just in case he got super stingy. And then I moved up, and then I just waited here for a bit. Came back when I was at full energy, and we had some other stuff cleared, and so I reboost. I have a 6-hour boost on, but I just put on another set of attack and health boosts, and I'm put on cosmic boosts with a regen boost. So this CGR fight, basically there's a couple options. You can use CGR, Namor, and Havoc. Those are basically 3 options that we ever consider using on this fight, simply because you can see Terrax, because of the Vivified, he will never drain power. So he's going to basically be pushed to 3 bars, but it's, you know, disabled, which means his rock field is up, and you just got to get rid of this fight as quick as possible, and CGR can burst him down. I'm sure there's probably some other champs that could just nuke him down, but CGR seems probably like the safest and quickest. And Cosmic Boost, basically just do your normal rotation. You'll take a little bit of the rock field damage, put a regen boost on to help offset that, and just burst them down. So we're gonna move up. I think we put a white Mag's guidance for my teammate. Yes, on this Nick Fury, I think we took that. Jay Goody took that with an AA, if I remember right, and he sold that. And then once that was down, I moved to the left side. Yeah, there's, I'm poking Jay Goody. He got it down. Yep, there's the full attack bonus on that. We're moving over to the left side, node 24. This is the EMP node. Aspect of Evolution, Burden Might, Bubble Shield. So we're still boosted, and I just throw on a combat regen boost simply because I was going to use it for this fight and the next fight. Now, with Bubble Shield, I do have to keep that in mind, but to be honest, you're going to see me once we get to 10, I just totally forget, and I do end up taking a hit. I was planning right there. I got to 20 rock stacks and just threw my special one, and I basically did that so that I could convert those, get the Furies, and enhance my damage. And you're going to see here, I think I throw off one more special. Do I block that? I block and go straight into a special. So you can, if you have Dex on with Burden of Might, you can hit and special quick enough to where the precision has not fallen off, and you can throw the special. So now we're up to 40 Furies, and we're looking pretty good. There's 9, now here's 10, and the next one is Unblockable, and I was, I tried to just do another parry, and I just wasn't paying attention, but minimal damage done. And then, basically we just have to watch out if we get back to 20. And then EMP, you can see I'm building up the EMP charges, but things shock immune, so really not a problem. And I think here I'm trying to just keep him throwing special ones, but he's just not having it. There we go, finally gets it. I think he ends up throwing, I push him to 1 special 2 just because. Yeah, I think we're gonna dance here a little bit, and I'm just like, no, he's not gonna throw it. Let's just go for it. Here I throw a heavy, activate protection, hoping that he would just throw it. He of course waits till protection is off, and I just dex it. Pretty comfortable dexing Magneto's special 2. But there we go, get him down. 1 hit received, or 2 hits received, but very minimal damage. And then we're going to move up path 1. We got Cosmic Ghost Rider going up against this Killmonger on node 30. It's got Reinvigorated, Unblockable, Never Back Down, and Indomitable. So if you dash back twice, you basically trigger a regen on them. And we still have that regen boost going. I had lost a little bit of health from that Terrax fight, and it's just normal rotation, heavy, light ender, medium ender into special 2. You got the precision and the cruelty, lots of armor breaks, damnation, and I didn't get pushed to special 3, get pushed back to special 2, and I just throw it again and it's lights out. So if you're more boosted or you have a little bit better crit RNG, you can get up to special 3. And then the fight's over, but even so, 2 back-to-back special 2s is plenty. And then we queued up some more energy, and then we got this Surfer, and this is node 40, Reinvigorated, Unblockable again. Except this one is buffet over time, so if you get a buff, Surfer will get a regen buff that will last for like 7 seconds, and it's no big deal. Particularly with things immune to nullify, which is how the buffet over time, it nullifies your buff and then applies that regen. Since he's immune to it, he's never going to get any regen. So the only thing I do have to keep in mind here is Surfer is a Mystic defender, and like right here I got that Unblockable. He gets the miss, and I just got to wait it out, and then I can just go hammering again. And this is just basically a normal Surfer fight. He does have 2 power gains, which is not ideal. I think I'm going to play a little bit slower here so that those fall off. Maybe, or maybe he ends up throwing. No, they do fall off, yeah. And, generally, if there was a buff that I was going to push Surfer to, I'd probably just let him get the Furies. The power gains can get a little bit annoying. The armor ups are super annoying if you're not doing dot damage. If you're doing physical damage, you really want to avoid those armor ups because they are extremely potent and they will very, very severely mitigate the damage that you can do. So almost got this down. Just need him to throw a special, and there we go. We're a little bit close there, so we just blocked it. And I think we're gonna go for a special 1 to kill. And he's down in about a minute and a half. So pretty simple fight, not too bad. The Mystic Global didn't really mean anything. And then we got a Captain America Sam Wilson. Put a health potion in the thing. We're just going in with, you know, rainbow boost. No gray boost here. No science like power back boost or anything. Not really gonna be throwing specials here. If I did throw a special, I just need to make sure that I'm at 15 to 20 rock stacks so that my special is unblockable, because most likely this Sam Wilson's gonna have plenty of armor ups, and the more armor ups he has, the higher chance he has to auto block your specials. So I think it's 10% per armor up if I remember right. So basically, unless I have 15 to 20 rock stacks, I'm not throwing a special. There I had enough rock stacks. I'm gonna throw it, but that's the only one I'm gonna get because I've already used up all my strike counters, and the suppressions are gonna prevent me from basically getting any more power in this fight, which is totally fine because we are still gonna be ramping up thing. Normally you have to convert rock stacks through your specials, having 15 to 20, but if you're bled, then those bleeds will take off 3 and convert those into furies. And with this being Chitinous Thorns, armor up champs will basically bleed you. Things bleed immune, but he still does convert those rock stacks into furies. And you can see I've already ramped up to 60 furies. I'm hitting pretty hard, 8.8k mediums there on the crit, which isn't too bad with all those armor ups. And then there he goes, Sam Wilson down. Pretty easy fight. It's definitely not as quick as the cable cheese with a horseman on there, but Thing can easily take that down without any sweat. So, and my last assignment was to move up and put a white Magneto guidance on that Hulkling, and we ended up taking that with a Super Skrull. Not a Super Skrull, a Tigra. Excuse me, a Tigra. And then here I'm just going to show some bonus footage from some alliance mates that submitted some footage in our war chat. So McLeod, I'm going to have a couple fights from him. He's going up path 5. This is in section 2. This is Moleman post nerf. So you cannot get both the true accuracy and the frenzy up at the same time anymore. And you can see that while that might be a little bit annoying, the only annoyance is that you actually have to fight a little bit longer and then manage your monster mass. The damage is still pretty good. You're not going to go crazy crits and bleeds all over the place, but you still bleed them, you'll still crit, and you can see that he can get the intercepts off with just the block bait, with having monster mass and immediately retaliating. You can get your normal intercepts off as well with the true accuracy up. He won't be able to auto block, but you can see with the Ebb Flow Intercept Fury, he's getting some decent damage off. And this has Sadist on it, so if you did get a ton of stacked bleeds, MODOK would hit pretty hard. So gotta be mindful of that. Don't slip up. But Moleman is doing his thing. McLeod's doing well. Again, using that monster mass to get the intercepts, just kind of like you would do with like Killmonger. Get those unstoppables and just immediately counter. Gets tagged there right at the end at 1%. But he's down. So Moleman's still a good champ, just takes a little bit longer. And then next up we got a Blackcat. and is on node 37. Again, Ebb Flow Intercept, and this one has Mighty Charge. So basically similar strategy. Get some monster mass, stay under 10, and just immediately counter, so you can get that Ebb and Flow Fury up with the free intercept without really having to intercept. And he's keeping up the True Strike because Blackcat, you try to intercept, she can evade that and counter or whatever. So Moleman is a really solid option for this. And the damage is still pretty decent. It's not crazy, you know, with both having the true accuracy and the frenzy up, but it's definitely going to do the job. And yeah, really easy to get the intercepts with the monster mass. Just let him hit into the block and quickly retaliate. Now there, he went a little bit in too quick, got tagged, but not the biggest deal. Again, using the Unstoppable. An immediate counter to get that. He does go into frenzy, gets a bunch of bleeds, and Blackcat is down for the count. And then last up with McLeod, he has this Sasquatch on Ebb and Flow Intercept again. Mighty Charge, Crumbling Armor. This is on node 39. And he's just going to go in with iAbom. Now, he can't get the parries on the dashes in unless he's like really close to him. He'll also have to reparry. And with the Mighty Charge, it will remove the poisons that are built up if he dashes in. But you're going to see that with how McLeod played this, I don't think Sasquatch actually gets Mighty Charge off at the beginning of the fight. So there, right there, like he's gone 35 seconds and he didn't do a dash in until right there. So he was able to get a acid burn. Now the acid burn wasn't active while the Ebb and Flow Fury was up, so it didn't hit super hard. But you can see he's got the acid burn up, or the toxic aura, and then boom, he gets an acid burn active, and it does some decent damage. And he gets him under that 40% range where he starts to regen, and then he's just going to, he has a special 3 ready, uses his invuln boost, and now he just needs to get an intercept. And once he gets that intercept, he can throw the special 3, and that acid burn is going to hit super hard. You'll see it in just a second. So he's been just kind of sitting right around the 40% range. Boom, there. Gets the intercept, throws off the special 3, and this is basically going to do him the last 40%. It's going to take off most of that, plus the acid burn is going to burn him away. And then if you look at his health, full yellow bar. And then again, this is a iAbom rank 4 max sig. Just FYI, max sig rank 4 iAbom that McLeod has. Pretty jealous of that beast. So he gets the solo there, great job. And then we're going to switch over and show a couple fights from Char. Char is up on, this is in section 1, path 4, the second fight, node 10. It's got the steady build-up fury, long distance relationship, and heal block. Now Elsa she already has shrugged off the heal block. The weaknesses she's shrugging off and getting furies from that. And you can see he kind of messed up. You really have to do a lot of heavy knockdowns with Rintrah to keep his mystical charges down. And again, he goes in, throws the special, and Rintrah does have some energy resistance. So basically, if he was to do anything different, we didn't really talk about this fight. We just kind of like, yeah, Elsa should be able to do it. And you know, he does a good job. But the one thing is it has, Rintrah has that neutralize, and so when Elsa shrugs those weaknesses from the long distance, it does feed Miss-Tic Dispersion because she's getting those precisions underneath, and neutralizes is getting rid of those. This is a long fight. Definitely not the most ideal matchup. Maybe we should have thought this through a little bit different, but it's just how the rest of the plan worked, and we really needed Char's Elsa to take the next fight, which I'll showcase. And so this is going to take a long time, probably longer than some of my thing fights. But you know, I've mentioned this a few times. The one thing that we focus on the most is just matchups and not dying. Now, obviously, people still make mistakes and die, but generally it's on the player. Usually we have decent enough matchups where our player should be able to solo the fights. You know, we'll use nuke options where applicable. Like, you know, I just used CGR twice and the fights took like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You know, we have those kind of fights, but you know, we have a number of slower fights, and our fight time shows it. I've always been saying recently that we are the #1 slowest Masters Alliance by far, and we just never focus on time. We just don't. It's not really important. It rarely ever comes into play. If you play well, you win. Don't die, you win. All right, so here's, after he got that Rintrah down, he's going up on this void on node 26. This is on the right side going into section 2. It's got Wind of Opportunity, Stun, Defective Defense, Passive Heal Block, and Blood in the Water. So, you know, when you got those disorients, he's going to get that Fury. You block anything, he's going to get disorients, but those disorients get shrugged off and turn into precisions, and Elsa can parry while the Window of Opportunity stun is up when she has that evade counter charge. You can do that basically once within the window, and just does a really solid job at nuking down that void. And then this is still Char. He's going up path 8. He's got Tigra on the team as well, and he's just gonna get a neutralize on, and then bait block a heavy, retaliate with the heavy, and boom, special 2, rank 4 Tigra just totally rips that Sersi a new one. Super fast. And then right after this is node 44, again another rich get richer with Opportunist and Mystic Ward, and Char goes in with Tigra again. And I think the heavy counter on Sigil Witch is, I think you probably have to do like a light into a heavy. You see there, he's got that special 1 countering down. Unfortunately gets pushed to special 3, had a little bit too much power countering that, but you're gonna see coming out of this, she's just melting. And then another counter special 1, another heavy counter, and I think he finishes off with a special 2 and not a special 1. No, finishes off with a special 1. So Tigra doing some work, and then one more has a super fast, and we assign Char this fight, and he's like, I'm super not confident about this fight. Like, no dude, it's just a regular Tigra fight. You'll wreck it. You get extra power from the polka dot power from having the ruptures on. You'll be fine. Couple heavies. Unfortunately, the Unblockable didn't get on that first part of the special 2, but still a ton of ruptures. Goes again, and he's already back to another special 2. Fires it, and Bishop is gone in just under 30 seconds. So that was our war. It was kind of we had some ugly stuff happen. We died 6 times in our battle group, but they also died 6 times, and it wasn't the best war on either side. But luckily we did come out on top. They died 18 times, we died 12. And we got the win, which is really all that matters. We'll clean it up in the rest of the season, and we actually do play really well towards the end of the season, and got some war videos that I'm hoping to get out here shortly. I am going on vacation tomorrow morning. But yeah, here's my war stats: 6 fights, 6 kills, no deaths, 40 fights on the season, 40 kills, 1 death. We didn't move up or down. We stayed at number 7 overall, 6-2 on the season. And again, good job to NY. They put up a good fight. They have a really stacked defense. They have a really stacked roster. And then my items, I had to boost 3 separate times this war. I did it all on the 6-hour 20% boost, but I had to put on, you know, health and attack boost 3 separate times, 2 separate cosmic boosts. I was hoping I could get those cosmic boost ones on one run, but it just didn't work out. And a couple potions. Those potions, I had extra. I really didn't even need to use those, maybe one of them, but because of the sigil, my inventory cap is higher than what I can claim now since it's expired, so I just used those up. So, you know, first 2 fights with CGR on here. We did 4 fights with Thing, and again, another Longshot, another Terrax, another Sam Wilson, and another Surfer we put on. So not really, I don't think I fought any new champs, and they had another Killmonger. All the champs that I fought this war, I had fought previously in the season. But yeah, we're doing well, and we have some interesting things that are going to happen towards the end of the season that I'm trying to catch up on. But I'll get to that as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.